we are here with another episode of Tiger Time Videocast. This is episode number 7. And today's guest, we have Mr. Ramiro Balderas, our Career and Technology Director. Hello, Mr. Balderas. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Balderas. And could you please tell us a little bit about yourself so that our viewers get to know you a little bit better?
Sure, be glad to. And thank you for inviting me. I'm Ramiro Balderas Jr. I am the CTE Director, which is Career and Technical Education Director for the district. I've been in education for 40 years, 7 years as a teacher, the rest in administration, including the last 17 here at Valley View ISD. So I'm happy to be here, and anything I can do to help you and promote the program, we're here to help.
Thank you so much, Mr. Balderas. We're going to start off with a few questions today so that our audience is more aware of what the Career and Technology Program is all about. So what is CTE and what is the purpose?
Sure, I'd be glad to explain it. CTE stands for Career and Technical Education. Long time ago, for all of us that were in school back yonder, it was vocational education. So now it's Career and Technical Education. And the difference is it's more intentional, more focused, more hands-on, with an idea of preparing young people for the workforce, and not only for the workforce, but beyond their post-education. So the whole idea is to teach young adults how to do two things. One, manage the role of a family member and also as a wage earner. And then the next step is to make sure that we give them the skills to gain entry into good paying the workforce, a good paying job that is in high demand. It provides for a hands-on experience, a strong work ethic, a sense of responsibility, and a commitment to punctuality. Because when you have a job, you have to be committed. You have to show up on time. You have to prepare and protect your job. And so the whole idea is to prepare you here and also for continue your work experience and your training beyond the high school environment.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Also, what types of courses are offered throughout the program?
We have so many, but let me give you just a little bit of what we have to offer. We have computers, such as video game design, computer programming. We have HVAC, which stands heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration, and that's done through STC. We have the health science, which includes the patient care. We also have electrical trades, who also want to become electricians. We have welding and pipe fitters, law enforcement. We have culinary arts. We have business and education for those people that or young adults who want to become teachers. So we give them a little bit of everything. And the whole idea is to expose them to all the different careers that are out there that they might be interested in.
Well, that certainly is a long list of programs that we offer here at Valley View ISD. Thank you for sharing all of the wonderful things that you're doing with that program. So how can I join the CTE program and when can I start?
Joining the program is so easy. We open it up to everybody. Students get a little bit of taste of what career and technology is at the junior high. Over there, as seventh graders, they take something called career preparation. Then when they transition over to the ECC as ninth graders, they need to talk to the counselor. It's extremely important that you, as well as your parent, as a parent, talk to the counselor and find out what kind of careers the students would like to get their hands on, okay? To get a little bit of taste on. Because it's important to find out what they are capable of doing, what they're interested in doing now at the high school level, and not having to find out that after you graduate, you take a course, let's say, in health science, and then you find out it's not for you. So the whole idea is to get you to join something here that you will like. Can you change later on? Sure you can. The whole idea is to give you exposure to all these things. So it's very easy to join the program. Okay, all you have to do is make sure you talk to the counselors. If you don't talk to the counselors, you can talk to the principal, you can talk to me, you can talk to the CT secretary. We're here to make sure that the process and the environment and the whole idea of being a CT student is seamless and useful to everybody.
Thank you for sharing on how to join the CTE program, Mr. Valedas. How long does each of the career paths last?
Geez. Yeah, I mean, it all depends. Let me give you an example. Some programs last 4 years, some 2.5, and some only one semester. For example, if you go into the culinary arts, if you go into that program of study, it takes 4 years, all the way from the principals all the way to the last year when you're a senior for advanced culinary arts. And then you have some, for example, only last one semester. The welding and the pipe fitting is one semester. It's intense. It's 2 hours. All right. And at the end, you'll finish meeting the requirements for that program. So it all depends what you want. That's why it's important for you to decide what you want to go into, talk to your counselor, talk to any of us so we can advise you what is best for you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Balderas. I'm sure you guys do a wonderful job of explaining that to the students once they're ready to take on a pathway in the CTE program. How much does it cost for someone to join the program?
Even though the CTE programs can be expensive depending on what we teach, it costs you absolutely nothing. It's free. The only thing we require of you is to have the commitment that once you join the program, that you make it work, okay? Because there's waiting lists. So when you ask the counselor to be enrolled in the program, then you go in, you need to make sure that that's what you want to do. So for the first 10 days of any program, we'll let you decide if you want to stay or not. If you want to change, no harm done. That's okay.
So I know you say the program is completely free, but are there any additional costs to the program that it may not cover?
With the exception of welding, where you have to provide your own steel-toe shoes or boots, everything else we provide for you. Uniforms, equipment, utensils, whatever you need, it's all free. And again, it goes back to you saying that you want to make the commitment for the program. Because once you join a program, for example, patient care, they have to order uniforms, books, and everything else. And so those are all tailor-made. So that's why we need the commitment from the student. As long as you have the commitment, las ganas, and you're dedicated to it, everything is free.
So much of the equipment and supplies that they use are tailor-made just for them.
Right, correct.
Wow, that's really, really wonderful. And finally, Mr. Balderas, what are some of the CTE licenses or certifications currently offered, and how long do they last, and what are the starting hourly rates for these licenses and certifications?
That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question because when you choose a career or vocation, the first thing is, do I like what I'm doing? And second, how much does it pay? And where are those jobs available? We have a collaboration with RGV Lead, the Workforce Solutions, and we try to find out those jobs that most students are, including a student interest survey to find out what kind of jobs they want to go into, and then we create those programs. The licenses that we currently have is Serve Safe for those who are in culinary arts who want to be chefs. We have the welding and the pipe fitting. We have the electrical trades, law enforcement, Microsoft Office specialist, patient care, and the HVAC and refrigeration. How long do the license depend? It all depends. For example, welding lasts 6 months, and every 6 months you have to renew it. So when you're a senior and you get your license and you start working for welding, as long as you're working, your supervisor or the company will recertify that you've been practicing that. Other licenses like patient care and Microsoft, they can last up 2, 3, or 4 more years. And the salaries, it all depends. Here in the Valley, of course, is a little bit less than in upstate, for example, in Houston. If you're in patient care, as an example, patient care in Houston will start you approximately $19 an hour, where here they can start you at $10 to $11 an hour.
Wonderful. So these licenses and certifications that these high school students are earning, these are licenses and certifications that they're ready to work in the real world, out in the real world, and in the workforce. So these aren't licenses just for high school. This is something they can take out and start earning real money, real wages out in the workforce, correct?
Yeah, correct. For example, when you go to college, well, either you get a scholarship, you pay out of your own pocket, or you take out loans. And if you have this license and you're making pretty good money, you can help offset some of the costs to continue your education beyond the high school. And give you an example. If you want to go take HVAC and refrigeration at STC, what you learn here applies. They'll count it towards your associate degree. So you already saved yourself a lot of money. You already have a head start. Okay, so that will help you. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. It's a win situation for us, for the school district, for the parents, and for the students.
Wow, that's wonderful. And it is a win-win situation for everybody. Now that you're mentioning all the wonderful things and all the benefits that the CTE licenses and certifications and your programs can do for the students. So thank you, Mr. Balderas, for joining us today in episode number 7 of our Tiger Cast, and for sharing all this wonderful information with our community and our parents and our students, and all the benefits that they can gain from taking part of these programs in the CTE programs that you guys offer here at Valley View ISD. Thank you, Mr. Balderas, once again, and taking time out of your busy schedule. And that's a wrap, folks. And thank you, and have a wonderful day. See you soon.